Hello, this is David the caricature artist again, and today's lesson is about comparing and contrasting two different faces. I've noticed that when you want to draw a particular face, it helps if you can compare it with another face. So I have selected two faces to illustrate this point, Eric and Jason. And I can guarantee you that these two faces are not AI generated. I got these faces courtesy of California Department of Corrections. These two men are on death row in San Quentin, California. So you know what that means. Since it's California and not Texas or Alabama, they're probably going to die of natural causes unless they get stabbed to death by a fellow inmate. But be that as it may, what can these two gentlemen teach us about the art of caricature? When you compare these two faces, they do have something in common. They both have a nose, a pair of eyes, a mouth, a chin, etc. But the size and shape of those features and the arrangement of them and the overall shape of the face is very different. Like for Eric, the shape of his face is very well. The widest point of the face is the jaw. It's very, very muscular and masculine. He almost looks like Superman. It's kind of like this. And if you look at Jason's face, it's more of a wedge shape. It gets the broadest point is right here, and then it gets narrow and long. And Jason has kind of a long, narrow nose. If you looked at from the profile, it would be kind of like this, drooping down. And if you looked at Eric's nose from profile, it would be much shorter and turned up in the end. If I were a straight female or a gay male, I might say that it was even cute. So, taking all that into account, I'm going to select just one of these to caricature. I'm going to select Eric since he's better looking than Jason. So, taking all of that into account, what can we do with the face of Eric? Okay, I like to start from the inside and work out. I usually start with the eyes. And Eric's got these kind of beady little eyes. And he's, one thing about these two photos is, for Jason, we're looking head on at him. We're looking him straight in the eye, and he's looking back at us with that condemned man look straight in the eye. But with Eric, we're kind of looking up his nose, so there's a lot of space in between the eyes and the eyebrows on Eric because of the fact that we're looking from a lower position, looking up at him. So he's got this little nose. He's got to be careful walking in the rain. He might even drown if he doesn't have an umbrella. And that would be tragic. So he's got He's got kind of a little mouth with a lot of curves in it. And this indentation, that's called the philtrum or the philtral dimple. He's got a real deep philtral dimple. If he wanted to, he could hide a shiv in there, you know. It's so deep. And the mouth is pretty high up from the distance, what I call the muzzle. The distance from the bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin, the mouth is pretty high up. So I'm going to emphasize that. And I'm going to emphasize his really macho, masculine chin and jaw. Gee, I'm really envious of this guy's jaw. I'm not envious of his brain. You don't want to know what he was in prison for. And he's got this really muscular neck. Usually with caricatures, you want to make the neck smaller than actual, but with this guy, I'm going to make it maybe bigger than it actually is, to emphasize the fact that he's got a big muscular neck. And he's got this 5 o'clock shadow. And he's got the bluest eyes with no highlights in them. Interesting. I'm going to give him highlights even though he doesn't have one. Well, that didn't take long. So, let me know what you think of Eric, and give me any comments down below that you have. And I hope to see you in the next video.